Have you ever wondered, where can humans really live on this planet? In homes floating above the ocean? In a village perched atop icy peaks? Or perhaps a house suspended on the edge of a cliff? Sounds like a fairy tale? It's all real. Today, join me on a journey through the unbelievable, where every home tells a story and every dwelling defies what we think is possible. Get ready to explore the 10 most bizarre and breathtaking residences in the world. Let's begin. 1. Habitat 67, Montreal, Canada. On the banks of the St. Lawrence River in Montreal stands a structure that looks like it came from a game of giant Lego. This is Habitat 67, a visionary architectural experiment by Moshe Safdie, who was only 29 years old when he designed it. Built for the 1967 World Expo, Habitat 67 is composed of 354 prefabricated concrete blocks arranged into 148 unique apartments. No two units are alike. Each one has its own private terrace, flooded with natural light, offering an airy, open feeling in the heart of a dense city. What's most incredible? Despite its chaotic appearance, the interior design is warm, functional, and deeply human. It combines the density of urban living with the privacy of suburban homes, something the modern world still strives to balance. As the sun sets, casting golden light across the staggered glass windows, you realize this place is not just architecture, it's a philosophy of living. 2. Floating Villa, Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Imagine waking up with no curtains, no concrete walls, just the endless blue of the ocean stretching beyond your bed. That's not a dream. It's real life inside the floating seahorse villa, anchored in the man-made archipelago of the World Islands, just off the coast of Dubai. From the outside, it looks like a sleek modern mansion adrift at sea. But step inside, and the boundaries between home and nature completely disappear. The villa spans 3 luxurious levels. The top floor offers a panoramic terrace with a jacuzzi, a place to dine under the stars, with nothing but the sea breeze for company. On the main floor, floor-to-ceiling windows flood the living room and kitchen with natural light, blending the horizon into your home. Step out onto the deck, and you'll feel like the ocean is yours alone. But the true magic lies below. Beneath the waves, an underwater bedroom reveals an ethereal world. Coral gardens, dancing currents, and tropical fish swimming past as you lie in bed, wrapped in silence and wonder. Living here isn't just about luxury. It's about surrendering to the sea and letting each sunrise remind you how surreal life can be when you choose to live differently. 3. Fujian Tulu, Fujian, China. Hidden deep in the misty mountains of Fujian Province, China, lies a structure that seems more like a fortress from an ancient legend than a family home. Circular, colossal, and made entirely of earth, this is the Fujian Tulu, a marvel of communal living and ancestral resilience. From above, it resembles a mysterious spaceship, or perhaps a fortified castle. But step inside, and you'll find warmth, laughter, and the scent of home-cooked meals drifting through open corridors. Some of these earthen buildings house over 80 families, with more than 800 people sharing the same circular courtyard, eating, sleeping, celebrating life together. These tulus were built with a mix of yellow soil, sticky rice, lime, and bamboo, layered like a massive earthen cake. Some walls are nearly 2 meters thick, and the buildings can stand 5 stories tall, entirely without steel or modern materials. And they've stood strong for centuries. During the Cold War, American satellites mistook them for missile silos. But inside, only grandparents tending gardens and children chasing each other around the ring. The largest of them all, the Chengqi Tulu, spans 73 meters in diameter and has over 400 rooms, all occupied by members of one extended family. Here, tradition is not just preserved, It lives and breathes in mud and memory. 4. The Invisible House, California, USA. In the vast arid desert of Joshua Tree, California, there exists a home you might miss if you blink, because it's almost invisible. Known as the Invisible House, this is not just a building, but an illusion, a seamless fusion of architecture, nature, and vision. Its entire exterior is wrapped in mirrored glass, reflecting the surrounding landscape so perfectly that the house blends into the desert itself. The sky, the shrubs, the golden light, all mirrored across its surface, making it vanish into the horizon. Inside, minimalism meets magic. A 30-meter heated pool stretches through the heart of the home like a river of stillness. Each bedroom features floor-to-ceiling windows, letting you wake up to the vastness of the desert, to sunrises that set the world ablaze and sunsets that melt into silence. This house isn't available for casual bookings. It's reserved for those willing to pay for solitude, for mystery, for the privilege of disappearing into the wild. Here, the line between dream and reality blurs. It's not just a place to stay, it's a place to feel like you've left the world behind. 5. Santa Cruz del Islote, Colombia. Imagine living on an island so tiny you could walk its entire perimeter in just a few minutes, and yet you share it with over 100 other people. Welcome to Santa Cruz del Islote, a speck of land floating in the turquoise Caribbean Sea off the coast of Colombia. With a surface area of only 0.012 square kilometers, about the size of 2 soccer fields, it's one of the most densely populated places on Earth, packing over 100,000 people per square kilometer. And this isn't a temporary fishing camp. It's a full-fledged residential community, complete with a school, small shops, restaurants, and even a police station. Houses are stacked so tightly that in some places only one person can squeeze through at a time. Entire families, 3 generations, often live in a single 10-square-meter room. There's no cemetery, there's no space. When someone passes away, they must be transported by boat to a nearby island for burial. There's no fresh water, no farmland. Everything, from drinking water to garbage removal, arrives and departs by boat. And yet, the island pulses with life. Children laugh, music drifts from open windows, and the setting sun bathes every rooftop in gold. In the middle of the endless sea, humanity finds a way, even in the tightest of spaces. 6. Sanctuary of Madonna della Corona, Italy. Clinging to a sheer cliff face in northern Italy, hidden between stone and sky, stands a sanctuary that looks like it was placed there by angels themselves. This is the Sanctuary of Madonna della Corona, perched 774 meters above sea level in the mountains near Lake Garda. Built directly into the rock wall, this church seems almost impossible, a miracle of faith and persistence. Dating back to the 11th century, legend has it that the statue of the Virgin Mary was brought here by angels from a distant land, choosing this precarious location not by human hands, but by divine will. The path to reach it is narrow, carved into the mountainside, with no railings and barely enough space for one person at a time. On one side, solid rock. On the other, a vertical drop into the abyss. In the rain or snow, it becomes even more treacherous. And yet, pilgrims still climb, step by step, not for safety, but for belief. There are no cars, no machines, no elevators. Every stone, every wooden beam was once carried up by hand. To stand at the church's entrance is to feel your heart still, surrounded by silence, cliffside air, and the echo of ancient prayers. Here, the higher the cliff, the deeper the devotion. 7. Palais Bouls, France. On a sun-drenched cliffside overlooking the French Riviera, there exists a house that looks more like a surreal dream than a building. Welcome to the Palais Bouls, or the Bubble Palace. a whimsical, otherworldly residence made entirely of curves. No straight walls, no sharp corners, just a flowing collection of 29 interconnected spherical pods like bubbles rising from the sea. Designed by Hungarian architect Antti Lovag, the palace was his rebellion against modernist rigidity. "Straight lines," he once said, "are a violence against nature." From the outside, it looks like a sculpture born from the earth itself. Inside, every room is soft, fluid, and organic. Light enters through round skylights and porthole windows, casting ripples of sun across walls that resemble the inside of a seashell. There are no numbered rooms here, because every space is unique. In the 1980s, fashion legend Pierre Cardin bought the palace and transformed it into a sanctuary for creativity. He hosted fashion shows, art exhibitions, and lavish gatherings, turning the home into a living canvas for imagination. Today, you can rent it if you have 30,000 euros per night to spare. But beyond its price tag, the Palais Boulle is not just a place to stay. It's a reminder that a home can be a sculpture and life itself a work of art. 8. Nakagin Capsule Tower, Japan. In the heart of Tokyo's buzzing Shimbashi district once stood a building that looked like it belonged in a science fiction film rather than a crowded city street. This was the Nakagin Capsule Tower, a bold experiment in futuristic urban living, designed in 1972 by visionary architect Kisho Kurokawa. Composed of 140 detachable capsules, each measuring just 2.3 by 3.8 meters, the tower imagined a future where homes could be mass-produced, swapped out, and updated like parts of a living machine. This concept was part of the metabolist movement, which saw cities as evolving organisms, constantly adapting and growing. Each capsule was self-contained, a tiny world with a fold-out bed, built-in shelves, bathroom, TV, radio, and its signature round window, offering a porthole to Tokyo's neon skyline. It felt less like an apartment and more like boarding a space pod for a solo mission. The most radical part? Capsules were designed to be removed and replaced, allowing residents to upgrade their homes without altering the building's core. It was modular living, decades ahead of its time. Though the tower has since been demolished, its legacy lives on, a glimpse of a future that almost was. Because sometimes, the most revolutionary ideas are the ones that dare to shrink space and expand possibility. 9. The Drina River House, Serbia. In the wild heart of western Serbia, where the Drina River rushes endlessly through the mountains, a single rock stands defiant in the current. And on that rock, unbelievably, sits a house, small, wooden, completely alone. This is the Drina River House, a symbol of persistence, youth, and the quiet power of dreams. It all began in 1968, when a group of teenagers who swam in the river grew tired of sunbathing on the bare stone. So, with little more than determination and scraps of wood, they built a cabin. They hauled materials by boat, by hand, even on makeshift rafts. The roof was made from old boards torn from their own homes. But the river was unforgiving. Time and again, floods swept the cabin away, and every time they rebuilt it, stronger, wiser, but never too perfect. Because this was never about luxury, it was about belonging, carving out a little corner of peace in the middle of chaos. More than 50 years later, the house still stands. It's been rebuilt at least 7 times, each time a little different, each time a little more legendary. It's not just a house on a rock. It's a testament to youthful spirit, to resilience, and to the idea that even in the most unlikely places, you can build something that lasts. 10. Capanna Regina Margherita, Italy. High above the clouds, where the air is thin and silence reigns, sits a structure that defies reason. Perched at 4,554 meters on the peak of Punta Ginifetti in the Italian Alps, It's the Capanna Regina Margherita, the highest habitable building in Europe. Built in 1893 and reconstructed in 2000, this mountain hut isn't just a refuge. It's a scientific outpost, a symbol of human endurance, and a spiritual monument to those who dare to climb. With no roads, no cable cars, and no easy way up, reaching it requires scaling glaciers, braving sudden storms, and traversing exposed ridgelines. Even in summer, the journey is treacherous. Anchored directly into solid rock with steel bolts, the hut was designed to withstand winds that can tear through steel and temperatures that plummet below -20 degrees Celsius. Inside, it's surprisingly warm and functional, equipped with solar panels, oxygen supplies, beds for up to 70 mountaineers, and even a kitchen. But the true reward isn't shelter, it's perspective. From the hut's windows, you see not just the Alps, but the very curvature of the earth. The world feels distant, time slows, and for a moment, you're suspended between heaven and earth, where survival meets serenity. Because sometimes, to feel truly alive, you must climb where few dare, and find home among the stars. From floating mansions to mountaintop sanctuaries, from futuristic capsules to villages in the sea, these places remind us that home isn't always about comfort. Sometimes it's about courage. Courage to build, to believe, to live where no one else dares. So, which of these 10 incredible residences would you dare to call home? If this journey inspired you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Tell us, where should we explore next? Until then, stay curious and never stop wondering where the edge of possibility might take you. See you in the next adventure.